G'day guys, and welcome to episode 2 of the 5 Minute Podcast. A slight rebranding there. Obviously added the word podcast where there wasn't a word and took the S off minutes. Just think it looks a little bit more legit, basically. And I like the abbreviation FMP. Because as we all know, FMP is sexy, and if it wasn't, it wouldn't rhyme. So obviously before I get started, just a huge thank you to anyone and everyone that listened, just showed any support, especially people that messaged me. Really, honestly, can't thank you enough. Like, it really blew me away. Wasn't expecting it. Like, you know, I don't even know what to say still. But yeah, just thank you so much, guys. Really means a lot. Also, quickly, gotta have to start being a little bit loose already. Episode 2, I know, a little bit loose in the term 5 minutes. And I'm going to start counting 5 minutes 59 as 5 minutes. Don't at me. But it starts with a 5, not a 6. So, I am right. And also, the only critique I really got was that I take a little bit too long to get into it, which is yes. That's why I made it 5 minutes to start with, because I can't get on topic. I mean, right now, I'm just getting caught in these tangents. But, let's take ourselves to Venice for this little analogy, alright? You're in Venice. You want to go on the gondola. And the gondola, in this case, that's the facts, baby. That's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. But you're not getting anywhere without that gondolier. And who's the gondolier? Who's moving this? Who's moving this sexy little gondola? I am, alright? And you're not going anywhere without me, alright? And I'm going to take us through the canals of laughing and learning, alright? But I'm going to do it at my own pace, okay? Which sometimes real fast, real erratic, and sometimes I'll take a long time to get into it. But that's part of the process, people, okay? You know, I can sit here like a boring old teacher and just, monotone read it to you, but I'm not going to like that, and I don't think you're going to learn. And what are we here to do? We're here to laugh and learn, people, alright? Okay. So let's get into it. Today's topics were sheep, canoes, flood, billiards, carpentry, diving, laundry, and golf. I chose billiards. It's not a very attractive word in my opinion, but it does roll off the tongue very nicely. Now I'm going to butcher it because I'm still waiting for puberty. Voice is quite high, but billiards. Billiards. Just say it to yourself. It rolls off the tongue very nicely. Okay. So it turns out lots of very different variations of billiards under the bigger umbrella term of Q Sports. But for our purposes, the one we're most familiar with, the most popular one, is snooker, which is essentially like pool, but instead of just hitting any old ball, your stripes, your colours, it's not that hard, is it? This one requires a little bit of thinking. So you've got 21 balls in total, plus a cue ball, which is the white one. You've got 15 red balls worth 1 point, and you've got 6 colour balls worth, between 2 and 7 points. And the aim of the game is you hit a red ball, sink that, then you hit a colour ball, sink that. You add those points, you put the colour ball back where it started from, and you go on, red colour, until all the reds are gone, and then you pot the colours in their ascending order, and then game's over, and the winner's person with the most points. It's not that hard. I mean, it's viewed as a gentleman's game, and kind of put on a pedestal above, backyard pool, but it's really not that hard, people. Okay, so the origin of snooker, it originated in the British Army, who were stationed in India in the late 19th century, because what the hell else do you have to do when you're not drinking tea or getting shot at? I mean, come on, people. It gained identity in 1884 when Sir Neville Chamberlain devised the rules. And you can combine a couple of different games, including little stroke there, people, including a variation of English billiards, which the reason he was a bit over that was because that was only a 2-man game with 3 balls. I mean, you're at war, people. You got to keep the troops entertained, and you got to get the boys involved. 2-man game, not going to cut it. Now, fun fact here. The term snooker itself was a long-used military term for first years or inexperienced personnel. On the surface, at least my first reaction would be, it's 1884, why the hell are we calling it snooker? We're at war, people. Just call it, stick ball hole, because you're sticking the ball in the hole. But I guess these guys really were a couple of English majors. Have a little think about what I just said there. I'm not going to repeat it. Just have a little think. A little bit of wordplay, a little bit clever. Anyway, as I have said, that's just one variation. And as a whole, billiards actually evolved from a long game like croquet in 15th century France, okay? And here's a fun fact for you. Write this one down, people, because it really tickles my fancy. Billiards was actually the first sport to have a world championship, the year 1873. Who would have guessed it? I wouldn't have. And it was so popular because it helped, it was so popular, and it helped actually bridge the gap between aristocracy and the masses because everyone could play it. Everyone could play it. That during the Civil War, billiards results received wider coverage than the actual war news. I mean, come on, people. Take a second to think about that. Imagine yourself, your little mother Marie, and you're waiting to hear if your son Timmy is going to come home. Is he going to come home? And you turn on the radio, and they say, and today's death total reaches 27 on day 29 of fighting. We start with Timothy. And in today's Billiards results, little Stevie Patini from Northern Kentucky has taken the gold. Timothy Monet. I mean, just imagine it, people. Just imagine it. Put yourself in her shoes. And now, before I get finished, before I wrap up, it was that popular back then. It was that popular back then, more popular than war. But then I thought, can you even name one player? Because I can't. So I googled, who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT? They come up with Ronnie O'Sullivan. Never heard of him. Don't look down the list. Number 10, Dennis Taylor, an athlete. Do you know what he's best known for? His oversized glasses. Tell me that we do not need billiards / snooker to make a comeback in mainstream. I want to see it. Okay, thank you, people. Stay tuned for next time. Have a wonderful evening.